I got work to do. I got comedy to
You
write.
got comedy to write.
I think this is fun. I'm excited for where it's going. And it's like not ever what I expected to be doing, but neither was TikTok. Neither is going to teach video trainings to a corporation. So who knows?
You're
what's in store.
reinventing yourself. Callback. That's what we call a callback in the world of comedy.
That's funny.
Hello. Oh, sorry. Hi.
Hi. I was actually a little nervous for today, but then over the weekend I got a little excited for today, and then I couldn't wait for it to happen.
Oh my gosh, the anticipation is killing me.
I know. It's so crazy. And so you were going to help me with this, but instead I went and just tore ass on my own, and I did it by myself.
And to recap, last week we talked about influencer stories, and this week Helen wrote some jokes as if she's going to perform a bit about being an influencer, and I'm so excited. I'm so curious how this is going to go, given like you haven't taken a comedy class. The only thing you really know about comedy is from me. It's going to be very interesting to see. I don't even have that many jokes prepared because I was very caught up in producing my show this weekend and trying to get my material down. I have maybe one new joke about the influencer mom thing or two, which I can share, but the show was really good.
Before I want to talk about it before we get into it, because you said this was like the best. What made it so over the top? Yeah, what made it so?
Such a good lineup. And Steven and I have analyzed why it was a good lineup, and I think we realized it's because a lot of the comics knew the other comics on the lineup, so it was very like everyone. It was like a communal experience. Bonding. It was a bond, and I was honestly, I'm surprised that I'm saying this was the best show yet because it's the first show I didn't sell out ticket wise. So there was maybe 8 empty seats, and it's a small room. It's 25 people. And there was maybe 8 empty seats before we started. So what I did was I asked all the comics, I was like, do you guys mind sitting in to just fill out the audience? And they were like, oh yes, we wanted to watch. They all wanted to see each other also perform. Each other. Oh, so that was really good too. And everyone just did so good. The room was amazing. The audience was just very engaged. It was hilarious. One of the comics pointed out there were only 3 men in the audience, and it was Steven, my friend Kobe, and my friend Jared. So the only men were the people who I was specifically invited. So I also think that kind of helped. It was just it was such a good night. And the owner of the Crow came up afterwards and was like, thank you so much for running such a great show here, because you can hear the show downstairs. And she's like, now I know when I'm producing a show on the same night as you, I need to have a killer lineup downstairs so they don't get intimidated from hearing all the laughter upstairs. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I know. I was like, ah.
That's amazing. Oh, good for you.
So I feel invigorated to get the next one because the next one's March 1st. So I got to finish the lineup this week and then start promoting again. I have to come for that one. And I have a headliner for that one. Her name's Aparna Nantrala. And she's been on a bunch of TV shows. She's been in movies. She's pretty big comedian. I'm excited to have her on as a headliner because I feel every time I'm alternating, this time it was nice not having a headliner. And then I think, sorry to go on a little tangent, the next one after that, I got to skip April because they're doing a festival. But then the one after that is on my birthday.
Fun.
So I might do a Julie and Friends Laughaholic show where I just get all my, get some of the ladies on, just have it be more of my friends.
That's a good
performing.
idea.
And it's because it's my birthday. And I'm I want to go out afterwards. I want to do something. Originally I was going to cancel it, but I actually feel it would be a fun thing to do on my birthday.
I love it. Good
all is good in Laughaholic's world.
It's amazing. Why is April 1st canceled? Did you say that?
They're doing a festival. They're doing a comedy festival that week. So they just block out that week from other shows, which I'm actually fine with. I kind of like the 2 on, 1 off, because then I'm going to do May and June, and then I'll be off for July because I'll be out there, and then I'll play.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And it's going to come so fast, and we're going to have baby in the zone. It's going to be so much fun. Ooh.
All right. Well, I want to hear.
So let's get to it.
I'm really nervous.
I'm so nervous.
I'm
nervous.
I want to preface, I don't want this to be a bad thing. I'm very bad at laughing. Like I
no.
know that makes like no sense as a comedian to be like, I'm bad at laughing, but like,
Yeah, no, it's okay.
I've always been someone who laughs in my head. Steven and I will be watching comedies. He's like, do you think this is funny? And I'm like, yeah, I'm laughing up here. It's just not like coming out.
I'm not expecting you to be like laugh out loud.
I think I still will, but
I think you need to be like like a teacher, like listening to me for critical feedback.
So what I want to do is I want you to read through it. And then I had you send me the document. I have it downloaded. I haven't opened it. I don't know. And then I kind of want to read through and see if there's things that I can.
For the record, I sent it just as we got on this Zoom. So
yeah, I have no idea.
This is so stressful. So the thing that I want to tell you as a preface is a couple of things. One is that I wrote this by myself. 100%. And Jenna was with me in the car. We were driving and we listened to the previous episode, which turned out to be very, very helpful, which I wouldn't have probably done. But it turned out to be very helpful to listen to that back in order to craft these jokes. Nice. So that helped a lot. And then when we were listening to the episode, I was like, oh my God, I have an idea. And I was typing frantically in my phone because I was getting ideas when I was listening to the things that we were saying.
Love
and
it.
So then we would pause and I would tell her the thing. And she's like, oh my God, that's funny. So she was like cute and giggling. So it helped me to get my confidence.
Yeah, you need that.
So big shout out to Jenna Shields for being like you were definitely my wingman on this set. So I'm not going to say I did it alone. I'm going to say I did it with Jenna as my workshop partner. And what I also did is I tried to think about being called up on stage and starting it like that. So this is like, this isn't like a few jokes. This is like what I imagine a little 4-minute to 5-minute set would be.
Okay.
Okay.
You got this.
I don't have it memorized, so
it's okay.
Full transparency, I will memorize it if I ever perform this in real life, IRL. Okay, ready?
I'm nervous and I'm
announce
ready.
me. So give me a little announcement. Don't say anything about my TikTok, but just say I'd like to bring. Okay.
I'm gonna do it as if I'm introducing the next person. All right. Coming to the stage, we have from New York City. She performs all over the world and the internet. Give it up for Helen Polisi.
Woo! And then the audience is clapping, whatever.
The audience screams.
I grab my microphone. I'm like, hi, my name is Helen Polisi. I'm so happy to be here. I'm sure some of you are sitting here thinking, here we go, another boomer reinventing herself to be a comedian.
That's good.
But here's the plot twist. I've already reinvented myself. I'm TikTok famous with 1.1 million followers.
Woo.
Woo! Seriously, I have the receipts. Fact check me right now, sir. At the Muthership with a U. So now I'm pointing at someone.
Got it. Crowd work. Wow.
Crowd work. And as you can probably tell already, I love telling people. Wherever I go, I find a way to drop this information within the first 3 minutes. I just did that, by the way. No matter where I am. It's good, right?
It's good. You're doing good.
No matter where I am, checkout person at the grocery store, server at a restaurant, executive at a business networking event, or the bartender who's been ignoring me for the past 10 minutes, no matter how much I tried to catch his eye. He don't see me. I see me. You see me. I see you. Both of us sitting here looking like two big Bonnies. We see each other. If he knew I had 1 million followers, he would jump to get me a drink. I'm sorry. It's true. You see, as a female boomer, we are usually overlooked, irrelevant, invisible even. But now I have credibility. So that's fun, right? I'm on trend. I know the lingo. I can hang. I know the Texas Hold'em dance trend. I might take that out. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. My young nieces and nephews think I'm the coolest, but that also brings me to the struggles I have as a content creator in everyday life, as a Gen Z TikToker trapped in a boomer body. When I'm hanging out IRL with my friends my age, I look for a person my age and I say, sir, that's in real life. I have trouble carrying on a normal conversation. I can't use the term, guess what I saw on TikTok. I have to say, I was reading an article the other day about, or, you know what I saw on the news last night? Sometimes I make a very on-trend reference to something and they just don't get it. I can remember once early in my TikTok fame when a friend asked me how I was doing and I told her, I'm a savage, classy, bougie, ratchet. She stared at me blankly. And even now, when a fellow boomer does something sus and I jump into character, no one's going to know. They're going to know. How will they know? Picture them looking at me like, okay, Helen. And it's the same thing at family events. Let me set the stage. I'm the oldest of 4. I have 3 siblings, 2 sisters and a brother. My sisters are twins, identical twins, long dark hair, very attractive. Talk about being invisible. Try going to a bar in your 20s with Demi Moore times 2. No chance I'm getting the bartender to look my way. I think we might be getting to the root of why I like the attention I get from social media, actually. But my siblings have embraced my newfound TikTok fame the way families appreciate that one of their own has randomly stumbled upon celebrity status. That's so cool. And it's your turn to host Thanksgiving.
Okay. I like that.
But it's great for my relevance and credibility at work. I work in TV production and I direct social media ads. So when I hop on a Zoom meeting for a new project, I can feel that the young people in the room have already mentally tossed me into the background until I'm introduced as the social media expert with 1.1 million followers. And let me tell you how the tone in the room changed. I go from invisible to the most relevant person in the Zoom. Am I right? Let me prove my point. Bartender, I'll have a glass of rosé. Thank you very much. I'm Helen Polisi.
Oh my God. So good. That was hilarious.
No, I couldn't even look at you.
No, you did good.
What do you think?
I like it.
Did you like the ending?
I'm like shocked at how much you wrote. Like, I feel like I was not expecting it to be that long.
I wanted to time it and see how long it is. I feel so embarrassed. I don't know. I enjoyed reading it to you, but I didn't perform it at my best. I did it much better when I was doing it for Jenna, but
that's okay. It's hard over Zoom to
It's hard because I wanted to say, like when I said IRL, I didn't have to tell her what was happening. I just kind of pointed.
Yeah.
That's in real life, sir. I just pointed,
Yeah.
So I didn't have to describe what was happening. I don't know.
No,
Would you like
I thought it was so funny that you kept all your crowd work were sirs and they weren't like ma'ams, like they were all sir.
I didn't mean to. That was an accident.
That's so funny that was. I was like, oh, sir. There's a lot of. I just said there was no sirs in the audience, only 3 sirs.
I know. Well, I just kind of had to go opposite of like being a female boomer and sir. Like
I know.
This guy doesn't know what I'm.
Wow.
Oh my God, What did you think?
Okay, I like that it's about you. Like I'm like, not that I'm shocked, but I'm like I'm impressed and I'm proud of you for like that this is the first run and that you did this because I know it's out of your comfort zone.
So let me raise my hand for 1 second.
Yeah.
Before you critique me, I want to tell you like my self-critique just because before
yeah.
you critique me, I want to say what I didn't really like. As I performed it for you just now in a weird state of not being able to see your face because I put the paper up here in front of me. So I couldn't really see. I could hear you but I couldn't really, I should have moved it a little to see you. But in any case, one of the things that I didn't like was I did like the part where I said, so let's just recap. I say, my name is I'm happy to be here, But here's the point. I reinvented myself. So you like that intro, probably a little. But anyway, I didn't like the part where I said, he don't see me, I see me, you see me. Both of us sitting here looking like 2 big Barneys. I think that maybe was too long for people that might not get that joke.
I didn't get that one. You
don't know that audio?
Well, I think something you have to be conscious of and something that I've learned to be conscious of is that not everyone's going to know the TikTok audio. So that was going to be like my one thing is maybe to do less of that because
I know. And I love that because it makes me relevant. But my point on that is that I do think that one is a little niche, but it's also, I need to make that point. Like, he don't see me, I see me, you see me. I'll just cut it there. And then just be like, if you didn't know, that's a very popular TikTok trending audio. I could say that and just throw that out there, but
I'll give you more like higher level, like overall feedback. Cause then I feel like it might not be as fun on the podcast to get into like the nitty gritty of like change. Like, cause, I could go like first. I'll say when I'm working on a bit, it's a lot about figuring out what I want to say first and getting it, not even writing it out necessarily on my computer and more just doing bullet points of ideas in a bit. And what I do is I go to open mics and I start workshopping it. And then once I feel like I kind of have like a structure, not a structure, but I kind of know like the story I want to tell in that bit, then I bring it on the computer and I start the fine tuning process. If that makes sense. So
it makes sense for you, but it doesn't come naturally to me. So
that's totally fine. And I think because you haven't done this, like I started out doing it like this, where I would just write out everything and I was very linear and I wouldn't like go back or rearrange things. So I'm just going to go with like higher level feedback because then we can do like nitty gritty things, maybe like not on the podcast. But I think you started out really strong and then I think we get a little muddled down and wordy in the middle. And then I think we need a bigger closer. Like I think we need that. I think we need to replace some of the TikTok references with more references that a common person would understand.
Right.
Because tags are like when you want to like reference something basically that would get a laugh. I think you need to think of more like general audience a little bit sometimes, or like I have the joke that I have two brothers, one works in finance and one is autistic. So I like to say that I grew up with two Rain Men. Rain Men would be the tag there. And it's a very universal reference that like anybody would get.
Right.
So I think we might need to incorporate
some
of those.
did you like Gen Z TikTok or Chopped in a Boomer Body?
I loved that. I felt like that needed to be sooner.
Oh.
I also felt like the bartender story shouldn't have been twice. It maybe should have been once.
Okay. Yeah. When I said it the second time, I regretted it. Today, I regret.
I almost liked it better the second time than like, because the first time you bring up the bartender story, you just talk about it.
Fit it.
You kind of forced it.
I had to force fit that. Yeah.
Where
until
the second
I had the twin thing. Yeah.
When you bring the twins in, it's more organic. So I think that part of it where you say, no matter where I am, checkout person at the grocery store, server at a restaurant, executive at a network event, or a bartender who's ignoring me. First of all, you could use the rule of 3 there, where you do 3 things instead of you did 4, which feels a little uneven.
Right.
But 3 things, and you would say,
so
like,
would I leave the bartender out there, and then I would bring it up
I think you might
later?
want to leave that whole bartender bit. Like, he don't see me. Like, I think you might want to take out that whole part.
Okay.
But
yeah, because I didn't think people would get that. As I did it for you, I knew you might, but if you didn't even get it, and you're like so close to TikTok.
But I think an important, like a little comedy lesson there is like when you do the rule of 3, you could say like, no, like the joke is about how you're telling anybody, and you could say no matter where I am. 2 for you say 3. You give 3 people that you're telling, and the third one is a laugh. So you say checkout person at grocery store, server at a restaurant. Like, I don't want to be.
I couldn't think of a third person.
But a third one that needs to be like, why would you be like my gyno mid exam, like something like that.
Oh, that's funny. Why are you funny?
Or like,
I did tell my gyno, by the way.
Or like my doctor during my mammogram, like something like that, where it's like you're.
That's why you're funny.
But no, we're getting there.
But Jenna said doctor. I don't know why I didn't hop on that one. She actually said my doctor. I was like, oh, but I didn't hop on that. I should have. I don't know why I didn't. I didn't think of it. That was a good one.
Okay. The next piece that I thought could
Jenna, right on with the doctor, Jenna. Good call. I blew it. Go ahead.
The next part that I thought could be improved when you say like that you're on trend and you know the lingo, or whenever you do the slang part, I feel like you need to do more of like slay, no cap. That's like, I think you need to go more into like pretending that you know all the Gen Z terminology.
Okay, so I know the lingo, I can hang, and then
no cap, like for real.
Okay. Instead of the Texas Hold'em dance, I threw that on there. I don't even like that. Okay, we're gonna take that off.
I definitely like how you compare about like talking to people your own age and that you're reading an article. I think that's funny, and I think a lot of people relate to that with like TikTok. Let's see. I don't want to spend too much time. No, because I feel like I need help. What else?
I wanted to hear a couple of your jokes, but
I don't have too many.
What about the classy bougie ratchet? Do you think anybody would get that, or that's too niche also?
That might be too niche. That's something where I'm like,
maybe that's.
It could be funny if like you added the physicality to it, where you danced as you did it.
Didn't you see me?
Yeah, I did, but I'm just saying, like, yeah.
I'm a savage, classy, bougie, ratchet.
All right, sorry, I'm reading as I'm really proud. This is good.
I'm so happy. Is it okay?
Okay.
Did you like my Demi Moore times 2?
I was
Demi
just
Moore
looking at that one. I liked the trying to get in a bar with Demi Moore times 2. That's one where you say, no chance I'm getting the bartender to look like this is a
that's
small edit.
That's when I should talk the bartender.
But that's when you don't even like, the joke ends at Demi Moore. Like you want to end on the like now I'm getting into like you want to end, you don't want to then justify your punchline by saying no chance. Like, does that make sense? Where you want to say trying to go into a bar.
So the bar
in your 20s with Demi
trying
Moore.
To get the drink should have been
times
first.
2.
Yeah. Okay, got it. That's good.
Or you bring no chance I'm looking at. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I don't know if this is interesting to even listen to us workshopping this, but please let us know if you're enjoying this, if you're listening, or
this
if
is
it's
good information though.
My sibling and then your siblings. I would want to think about. For your ending, I feel like there needs to be like a closer of sorts. So I'm trying to.
But I thought you could get it like the bartender thing, like bartender, I'll have a glass of rosé, like maybe because I just my thought it didn't really come across, but my point was, I go from being invisible to the most relevant person in the room, and then I'm like, am I right? Was supposed to be like now I'm the coolest person in the room because I just told you I'm TikTok famous.
Yeah,
I think it was too subtle. And secondly, let me prove my point. And there's probably not going to be a bartender wherever I am, but bartender, I'll have a glass of rosé. And just it would be funny if there was a bartender that would be able to nod back. But you can help me with a stronger closer.
I can help you with all of this, but I feel like this is a great start on like what you want to talk about and how you want to like your voice a little bit. I'm so curious. I don't know. We're going to make it really good. I'm excited to get off the podcast and read it and then add more notes.
Good.
Because I think sometimes I feel like I love giving feedback on people's jokes sometimes more than I even like writing my own jokes because I feel like when you're separated from it, it's a little easier to see the bigger picture of a bit or a story. I'm really excited to see where your bits go, and I'm excited for you to perform and all the things. It's going to be good.
I'm excited too. Let's see where we go. So did you do any jokes that you want to do this week, or you want to just talk about prompts for next week? What do you want to do next?
Let's just talk about the prompts for next week, because I don't really have much since I was very focused on getting ready for my show this week.
Good.
So I don't have many
Perfect.
new stuff. But the prompt was supposed to be embarrassing stories, but I think it might work better for helping you develop more material for this bit if we do more like embarrassing social media stories or social media blunders, things like that. So
let's tie it together.
Yeah.
I like it. That works.
I can kick it off.
Kick it off, girl. What's your social media?
Social media blunder is that when I was back in the food days doing my food content creation, I did a video where I was showing how you make cookies round when they come out of the oven. So they look like bakery quality. They look photogenic. And I prefaced it by saying that I'm a food photographer and a food blogger. And I did this video to show. And for people listening, all you got to do is when you take your cookies out of the oven while they're still warm is you got to take something round, whether it's a glass or a container or a cup, and you just swirl the cookie around the cup to really just make the edges smooth. And it's like a great hack for making your cookies round.
You're not cutting off any of the cookie. You're just like smoothing it. Okay.
And people came for me. They were saying that I was body shaming cookies, that how dare I, and I was just getting so many hate comments. This video got like 1 million+ views, thousands of comments saying, how dare I do that to a cookie? And I'm like, people.
Yeah.
This is not that serious.
That would not happen today.
No.
We would not be paying attention.
People, you can tell people's collective consciousness has really shifted because 3 years ago we could be making hate comments about how you present a cookie to the world, and now it's not that.
It is quite amazing to see how social media has evolved in that way.
Yeah.
And I did talk about that on the Socialized podcast this week because I was like, I remember the time where it was just like we were having fun, and it was like social media, you didn't need a break from scrolling. Scrolling was the break.
Look at you.
Right?
Insightful. Look at you. It's doom scrolling.
It's true though. Because now it's like a whole different thing that you need to take a break from. Whereas before it was the break. It was the fun thing.
Yeah. Now it's like you have to escape social media by like living real life.
That's funny.
Everyone's like, touch grass, get off your phone. Like you have to escape social media so that you can enjoy it. It's crazy. It's really
true. And the other thing that I mentioned was how when I was younger, we didn't have, everything wasn't all day long at us. So we didn't really look at the news, or we didn't know about current events unless we picked up a magazine or watched something on TV. And, during the day you were away from that. So
I wish
life went on. Like sometimes days in a row, I'd be in an edit room. I'd be working all night. I didn't even know what was happening in the world. So I don't know that it was like, people were saying, like, do you think it's worse now than it's ever been? I'm sure the answer is yes. But I also don't think that we were as in it every single minute of the day. So it didn't take us down. Anyway, so that was just side note on that. All right, let's get into, okay, so yours was cookie.
Mine was the cookie shaping.
Okay, mine is really a funny one because I had the little drone, the baby drone that is no longer with us. The baby drone that went to the Tahiti Sea, whatever that sea is in Tahiti. R.I.P. to the drone. But when I first got it, I did a little demo video on the roof. And then I said, let me take it for a ride. Because a lot of people were like, oh, how does it work when you're walking and you're out? Blah, blah, blah. So I took it to Madison Square Park, dead empty day. Nobody was around. It was really quiet. And I just put it right in front of me. It was like 2 feet in front of me. Now, sorry, but we have drones that are the size of cars in the sky. No one's coming at those, but they all came at me for posting this video because my drone was 2 feet in front of me and a woman started to walk into it because she was looking down at her phone and she didn't see. So I gently tapped her arm and said, oh, look out. And because I was recording, it captured that whole thing on camera. So I said, oh, this is such a fun video. I'll post it. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you, I was treated like a boomer piece of shit. That like entitled boomer. If she touched me, I would smack the drone out of the sky. What better things do you have to do that you have to do this to me right now? They came at me so much to the point where, and I said, I think it was Joe Herbalist, I'm not sure, one of Tommy's friends, found a Reddit thread about me being a entitled boomer because I was gently asking a woman not to walk into it in the middle of the park.
It's so funny. I think this could perfectly tie into your bit because you could be like, you get no attention in real life, but you get so much attention in real life that you've made it to the depths of Reddit. There's a Reddit thread about you. Like
there is a Reddit thread.
Is the craziest thing. Like that's when you know you've made it on the internet. There is a Reddit thread and you are in it and you are getting trolled because those are the committed internet people.
Yes, they are. I wish I could find that Reddit thread. Probably it's findable.
I think it would
Tommy can find it. I think he's the one that found it mainly. But it was just so funny just to know that was what was people's concern.
Yeah.
Was this. When right now what's happening, gigantic drones in the sky. And they were asking me, do you have a license for that thing? Oh my God. So yeah, I'll be working that into it.
We got to work that in for sure because that is just, it's too funny. It's too real there.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. We'll see. I mean, I think there's a lot of things that I was thinking about. Now that I started writing this bit, I started thinking about a lot of things related to it. And I was like, oh, I really got to go down this path of what it's like as to be on social media and then people think they know you. Like there's so many other avenues I can go down with this.
I think
that I meet people and it's like they know me already. I don't know,
you could definitely talk to like the parasocial relationship of social media.
Yeah.
Like it's different with celebrities and maybe it could be interesting because, you have stories of like Jonathan getting recognized in public because he's your son and like
it just happened.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
It just happened again. Oh my God, at the American Dream Mall. First it happened to us in Florida where some woman saw him. I was in Florida with him and a woman saw him and then he led her back to me and she's like, oh my God, I can't believe I met you. And then now at the American Dream Mall, some woman approached him and said, are you the Muthership son? He was so beside himself. He felt like he was like, he made
Superstar.
it. Hey, look, Mom, I made it. Yeah, he was into it. It's really cute.
Of course.
And then this woman now is like, writing me messages about meeting my son. So it's cute.
That was really cute.
Yeah, there's some, I'm sure I could tap into some other things along the way that have happened, like we'll have to dive into that.
I'll have to think of another prompt for next week for us to work, but I'm excited next week we'll write some more jokes about these two stories and then we can add to your bit and keep working on it. And I'll bring some more stories about my social media blunders so that
Okay.
So I'll have jokes next week.
Do I have homework? Do I have homework?
I think your homework needs to be to write like 3 to 5 lines about the Reddit threads.
Okay. And then maybe you and I'll work together on cleaning up my prior
we'll work
one.
on cleaning up your existing set. We'll document the journey on the podcast of you getting ready to do your first set.
Oh my God.
It'll be a good time.
And I always will say that this is really fun. You said that you want to go on tour together, and we're going to have to channel it we'll
have to channel it for sure.
It's going to happen.
I know
or I can be like, you can be the headliner and I can be your, what is it when the person's the lead? What is it? I'm the opener and you're the headliner. I like it.
Everyone will just be there for you, and then people will leave once I come on stage.
No.
Like, literally back in the day in high school, I went to oh my God, why am I blanking on the name? Big Time Rush. I went to a Big Time Rush concert. Oh. And at the time, One Direction was opening for Big Time Rush.
Oh my God.
And I went to this concert at Radio City Music Hall with my friends from high school. We went to see Big Time Rush, and we didn't really know who One Direction was, but we were there for BTR. And as soon as One Direction finished, like half the audience left because they were only there to see One Direction. Like people had bought tickets just to see One Direction. That's funny. I didn't know that. That's what would happen if we went on tour together. You'd open, and then people would be like, "All right, I'm done."
No, it wouldn't happen. Stop it. No, they have to know better because you're definitely you have the funny gene. I just have the random crazy gene.
Yeah.
I think this is fun. I'm excited for where it's going, and it's like not ever what I expected to be doing, but neither was TikTok. Neither is going to teach video trainings to a corporation. So who knows?
You're reinventing yourself. Callback. That's what we call a callback in the world of comedy.
That's funny. Okay, on that note, we should wrap it up because I got work to do. I got comedy to write.
Got comedy to write. All right.
Yeah, I'm busy. Yours truly,
Helen and Julie.
All right, this was a fun exercise. I'm excited to see where we go with it, and I appreciate everybody that's listening during this workshop time. I think we'll all learn because who really knows how comedy works? You're teaching everybody. You're teaching me. At the same time, others are going to learn. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe we'll have a bunch of budding comedians in our listener audience. That'd be so funny.
Well, if you like the podcast, leave us a review on the platforms. If you like the new format, follow us on Instagram at yourstruly.thepodcast. And make sure to follow us on the socials. You know where to find us by now. And tune in next week to see how Helen crafts some more jokes. And I will be more prepared next week, and I'll have some jokes.
Okay, great. I love it.
All right.
Thank you, Julie.
Bye.
Bye.